101 Rules of Prepositions. General rules. Rule 1. A preposition links a noun, pronoun to another word. Example, the book is on the table. Rule 2. A preposition is always followed by a noun or pronoun. Example, she sat beside him. Rule 3. If a verb follows, it must be in ing form. Example, she is interested in learning French. Rule 4. Avoid unnecessary double prepositions. Example, he went into the room. Rule 5. Don't end a sentence with a preposition in formal writing. Example, this is the house in which I live. Rule 6. Use in for months, years, centuries, long periods. Example, she was born in July. Rule 6. Use in for months, years, centuries, long periods. Example, she was born in July. Rule 7. Use on for days and dates. Example, he was born on August 15th. Rule 8. Use at for specific times. Example, the train arrives at 6 p.m. Rule 9. Use in for being inside a space. Example, the toys are in the box. Rule 10. Use on for surfaces. Example, the phone is on the table. Rule 11. Use at for a specific point, location. Example, meet me at the station. Rule 12. Use to for direction. Example, she is going to the market. Rule 13. Use into for movement inside. Example, he jumped into the pool. Rule 14. Use onto for movement to a surface. Example, the cat climbed onto the roof. Rule 15. Use by to show the doer, passive voice. Example, the song was written by her. Rule 16. Use with to show instrument or tool. Example, he cut it with a knife. Rule 17. Use about to show a topic. Example, we talked about cricket. Rule 18. Use for to show purpose or benefit. Example, this gift is for you. Rule 19. Use since for a starting point, time. Example, he has lived here since 2010. Rule 20. Use for to show duration of time. Example, I have lived here for 5 years. Place and position. Rule 21. Use at for addresses without a number. Example, she lives at Green Park. Rule 22. Use in for addresses with a house number. Example, she lives in 24 Green Park Avenue. Rule 23. Use between for two items, people. Example, the secret is between you and me. Rule 24. Use among for more than two. Example, he was sitting among friends. Rule 25. Use over to mean above, covering. Example, there is a roof over our heads. Rule 26. Use above for higher level, no contact. Example, the plane flew above the clouds. Rule 27. Use under to mean directly below. Example, the dog is sleeping under the bed. Rule 28. Use below for lower level, not touching. Example, the valley lies below the mountain. Rule 29. Use along for movement in a line. Example, they walked along the beach. Rule 30. Use across for movement from one side to another. Example, she swam across the river. Rule 31. Use through for movement inside something. Example, the train passed through the tunnel. Rule 32. Use around for circular movement. Example, we walked around the park. Rule 33. Use towards for direction, not arrival. Example, she moved towards the door. Rule 34. Use onto for movement to a surface. Example, He jumped onto the stage. Rule 35. Use OFF to show separation from a surface. Example, he fell OFF the chair. Rule 36. Use out of for movement from inside to outside. Example, she ran out of the house. Rule 37. Use by for proximity. Example, the shop is by the river. Rule 38. Use beside for position next to. Example, sit beside me. Rule 39. Use next to, same as beside. Example, the bank is next to the school. Rule 40. Use near to show closeness. Example, the cafe is near the station. Rule 41. Use behind to show something at the back. Example, the car is parked behind the house. Rule 42. Use in front of to show position ahead. Example, the bus stopped in front of the school. Rule 43. Use opposite for facing position. Example, the bank is opposite the post office. Rule 44. Use over for control or authority. Example, he has control over the team. Rule 45. Use under for being controlled. Example, the city is under British rule. Rule 46. Use within to show inside limits. Example, finish the work within an hour. Rule 47. Use without to mean lacking. Example, he left without his phone. Rule 48. Use beyond for something further than a limit. Example, the park is beyond the bridge. Rule 49. Use inside for being contained within. Example, the keys are inside the drawer. Rule 50. Use outside for being beyond the boundary. Example, the children are playing outside the house. Quantity and movement. Rule 51. Use up for movement towards higher place. Example, he climbed up the ladder. Rule 52. Use down for movement towards lower place. Example, she ran down the stairs. Rule 53. Use past for moving beyond a point. Example, he walked past the shop. Rule 54. Use over for more than a number, amount. Example, there were over 100 people at the party. Rule 55. Use under for less than a number, amount. Example, he is under 18 years old. Rule 56. Use about for approximate numbers. Example, about 50 students attended. Rule 57. Use around for rough estimates, informal. Example, around 200 people joined. Rule 58. Use per for expressing rate. Example, the speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Rule 59. Use from to for showing range. Example, the shop is open from 9 to 5. Rule 60. Use until, till to show up to a point in time. Example, wait here until 10 p.m. Rule 61. Use during for something happening in a period. Example, she slept during the movie. Rule 62. Use while. Not a preposition but a conjunction. Example, he sang while she played guitar. Rule 63. Use by for deadline, before a certain time. Example, submit the form by Monday. Rule 64. Use until for continuing action up to a point. Example, stay here until I return. Rule 65. Use from for starting point. Example, he worked here from 2015. Rule 66. Use since for point in time, with perfect tenses. Example, she has lived here since January. Rule 67. Use for with a length of time. Example, he stayed for 2 weeks. Rule 68. Use at night, not in night. Example, the stars shine at night. Rule 69. Use in the morning, afternoon, evening. Example, I wake up early in the morning. Rule 70. Use on plus specific part of a day. Example, we met on Monday morning. Festivals, transport and places. Rule 71. Use in with seasons. Example, flowers bloom in spring. Rule 72. Use at with festivals, specific time. Example, we met at Christmas. Rule 73. Use on with festival days. Example, he came on Diwali day. Rule 74. Use at with mealtimes. Example, we met at lunch. Rule 75. Use after to show something following in time. Example, we went for a walk after dinner. Rule 76. Use before to show something earlier in time. Example, he called me before the meeting. Rule 77. Use by for means of transport. No article. Example, we traveled by bus. Rule 78. Use in with car, taxi, small vehicles. Example, he sat in the car. Rule 79. Use on with bus, train, plane, ship, large vehicles. Example, she got on the train. Rule 80. Use OFF to leave large vehicles. Example, he got off the bus. Rule 81. Use at for exact addresses or events. Example, we met at the conference. Rule 82. Use in for countries, cities, and large areas. Example, she lives in India. Rule 83. Use at for small towns or specific spots. Example, we stopped at a village. Rule 84. Use on for streets, roads, no house number. Example, he lives on Baker Street. Rule 85. Use in for rooms, buildings, and enclosed spaces. Example, she is waiting in the office. Rule 86. Use at with institutions, school, college, work. Example, he is at school now. Rule 87. Use in for being a student, worker inside. Example, he is studying in school. Rule 88. Use at for public places. Example, we met at the airport. Rule 89. Use in for water. Example, the fish is swimming in the pond. Rule 90. Use on for surfaces of water. Example, there's a boat on the river. Cause, contrast, and formal use. Rule 91. Use over for covering position. Example, she put a blanket over the child. Rule 92. Use underneath for directly beneath. Example, the cat hid underneath the sofa. Rule 93. Use upon. Formal, same as on. Example, once upon a time, there was a king. Rule 94. Use according to for agreement with rules, opinion. Example, according to the teacher, the test is tomorrow. Rule 95. Use due to for reasons. Example, the flight was delayed due to fog. Rule 96. Use because of for causes. Example, the game was cancelled because of rain. Rule 97. Use instead of to show replacement. Example, she had tea instead of coffee. Rule 98. Use in spite of to show contrast. Example, he succeeded in spite of difficulties. Rule 99. Use despite, same as in spite of, formal. Example, she smiled despite the pain. Rule 100. Use across from to show facing position. Example, the bank is across from the library. Rule 101. Use as per for formal instructions. Example, We acted as per the manager's orders.